Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SKTV. We are here this morning. Um, I want to welcome you to today's edition. Let's share the show as you come on. Please share the show. Today we have open mic. Um, Lots of conversations here today. We have open mic. Let's share the show, please. Share the show. Share the show. Share the show. We have open mic. Please share the show. Today is the 19th of February 2022. Let's share the show. We have open mic. We have a lot of things to talk about. We have here with us Milborn. Milborn, man,
You
what are
want to
you
get
doing?
us back? You want to get us back? It's 2023, please.
2023. I mean, yes, my man. A lot is going on, so I can't keep up. I can't keep up with all the young people, my man.
Look at easy. Yeah, I got very get to do easy, so
My man,
yeah,
I can't keep up with all the young people.
I know. The young people that can be hearing the youth in the
Yeah,
party.
the youth. We can't keep up with you, my man. But anyways, let's welcome our listeners and our viewers from around the world. We want to welcome each and every one of you. As you come on, please share the show. Help us to share the show with your friends, your family. We are one afternoon. We'll get to Milburn here really quick from Liberia. We'll get him to tell us what's going on there. We'll talk about other news here really quick before we get onto the open mic and hear from Milburn as to some of the things he wants to talk about, some of the things that are on his mind. We listen to the Liberian people, some of the things that are on their minds as well from Liberia directly. Uh, Today's open mic, you're free to talk or say whatever you want to say, apart from insulting or disrespecting someone. If you don't insult anyone, then you have your 1 minute or so to make your case. If that's something we need to expand on, we will expand on. If you have any question, any concern for us, we will also talk about it. Milburn, yesterday you went here. We talk about trending issues. We talk about we'll recap it really quick. We talk about the Stanton Witherspoon case, Spoon panelists that resigned. Some of the unfoldings behind closed doors. Some things that are happening that the public might not be aware of. We spoke about all of those different things. All of them, we talked about it. So today we are here. We want to welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome again to today's edition. We are expecting Siku to be joining us in just a little bit here. We're expecting him to be joining us, but we have a lot to talk about. As always, let me reference the Liberian people as the most important people on earth. As always, that one I can't forget about if I get in trouble. But most importantly, let's reference the Liberian women as the most beautiful women on earth. That is a fact. And the one Milborn letter year when that one whole body can be shaking.
Oh,
Yeah, the man whole body can be shaking. Oh, what you might call it. You can be in situation you can't handle. My man. So we want to welcome the Liberian people, but let's hear from you, my man. What's going on? How's the town? What's happening? I saw seditions in Bonny. What's going on? What's really happening in the country? How's the country first of all?
all right. Let me say thank you so much, Steve, and thanks to our followers there. Those of you who've been following this show for a very long time, and you are bringing your data, so making sure that you are active on the internet. We also want to say good evening to all of you there from our end here in Liberia. The town check is 12 minutes past 6 o'clock here in Liberia, and today is Sunday. As you may be aware that every Sunday worshippers, especially Christians, go to the various churches or go to place of worship to go and worship the Almighty God. So yes, Liberia is good. Liberia is peaceful and is sunny out there. Yeah, so we're moving very strong, but politically there are a lot of happening. There are a lot of alarming and realigning, and so on. So let's begin with the story about Senator Prince Johnson visiting all the open invitation by the former vice president about Senator Prince Johnson visiting him sometime this week. And that was widely discussed about their collaboration, coming together as one people to make sure that they take the government from power. I think these were discussion, but they're going to fill in as we await all these discussions that have been going on behind the scene. So, as you may be aware, that there are a series of discussions ongoing between the former vice president and that of the senator of Nima County. And we are also getting news that the government is doing everything possible to have some meeting with the former, with the senator of Nima County, Senator Prince Johnson. Also, and what we hear is that the MDR is saying no, they will not want to accept any meeting coming between the government and that of Senator Prince Johnson. That's the news we getting from out there. Allegedly that yes, there are talks ongoing between the government and that of Senator Prince Johnson, so that at least President Weah can have one-on-one meeting. But we yet to verify that. But these are information that we're getting from our source out there. And fast forward, yes, we have 233 days to go into October 10th, and there are a lot of political happening, aspirants wanting to be lawmakers and so on. So I think sometime this week we saw a lot of political activities, especially in some of the counties, in Bond County and that of Mangibi. We saw some group of women coming out in the streets and sharing their own way or support to some politicians wanting, or some people wanting to be lawmakers or representatives or senators. So far so good, Steve. And yes, so Liberia is good, moving very strong, and we can't wait for, because with the news about the panelists, yes, you are correct. When that news broke up on I think 2 days ago or a day ago, that news really come up with a lot of reactions. Some Liberians, saying that that was deceptions. Some Liberians said that yes, it was good that they leave, because even if they stay there, then nothing going to work out, because Spoon Network is owned and operated by the CEO, Senator Victor Spoon. So because of that, no need to even waste your own time to be there, because if you're there, then that means you will just be there, but you may not even have absolute authority over the running or the day-to-day activities of the network. So because of that, maybe according to some Liberians, so they do have the right to leave. But again, some Liberians said, no, I think it's bad for them leaving the man at this stage, at this time, because, if somebody can be in trouble, then you leave them like that. So some Liberians gave their own reactions to that. And we pray that we go to peaceful election, and registration is somewhat around the corner. So thank you so much. That means the voter registration is somewhat around the corner.
The voter registration is somewhere around the corner. We would have thought that this voter registration, we would have thought that. Hold on. We would have thought that this voter registration would have already been completed. Why are we talking about voter registration at this time again? What kind of registration, my man? Clarify to us a little bit, please.
Yes. So the voter registration, or the voter registration, or the way to get eligible to vote. That is, you have to be able to. First of all, you have to be a Liberian. 1, 2, you should be above the age of 18 years. That's the only way that you'll be able to vote or to register to be part of the voting process. So yes, sometime last year there was information that the voter registration should have started, I think, sometime this they got month or January, but unfortunately everything changed. So National Election Commission said there were change of dates. So they bring in March 20th of this year. The voter registration is going to start, and it's going to start from here in Monserrado first. I think there are 2 regions, either 2 or 3 regions, but Monserrado and the rest, I think 2 regions, Monserrado and the rest of the other counties nearby are going to do it. Then after that, the second region going to be somewhere around in the southeast and so on. So yes, so the voter registration is going to start in March, and I guess that your question is, Why is it that by this time Liberians should be, finish getting their voter ID card by this time? But again, that's a change of date, and we have no absolute power to say no. Election Commission should force it by all means. No, maybe due to some resources or so on. So maybe they just decide to change that time and to carry or to ask for extension.
That's quite fascinating and very interesting at the same time, because we would have thought that at this stage or at this point, would rather be gearing towards the, finishing up with our voter registration stuff, focusing on all the important stuff. And we've also, been told in public that more likely so the biometrics wouldn't be held. It will be rather manual vote counts for this time around, or voter registration or counts or whatever it is. This is very concerning. At this stage, we should have had everything set up, ready to go, especially with the time constraint and time frame that we have at hand. But again, this too is Liberia. We will be having my Oma on, Yasendi. She will come on really quick to update us as to the petition they've filed. Because remember, she'll come in to update us for about 10 minutes, and maybe take one or two questions before she leaves. And then we'll schedule another time where the entire group will come. But they need to update as to where they are. The last time we had Councillor Losha still here, who was also part of this process representing it. But we just want a quick update, especially when we're talking about elections. So when we get back from the musical break, she'll be on with us. Like you said, we'll talk about a lot of issues here. We'll talk about some of the things we've seen most recently in the country. We'll also update the public. Let's get to other news really quick. My man, in other news, a lot of things been happening.
Okay.
A lot of things been happening. We have been following with the news. The Spoon Talk panelists that resigned, they seem to be giving different sides of their story that suit and fit them. But the bottom line is we have been following up with the story. Let's lay the case up to the Liberian people as to why we think and believe that something is not right. There is some kind of foul play. We've been also reliably informed that when it did exchange hands, that members of the Spoon panelists were provided with money to expedite the process, in other words, to make it quick way so that they could leave. You'll remember, and the Liberian people would recall, a few weeks ago, the same election conversation that we're having, when they brought on that guy from they put out doing the registration. What his name? I've forgotten his name. And he came in there and basically told the Liberian people that Samuel Twe, along with his guys, stole the Liberian people money. That's why I caused problem with the election registration. That was some of the problem that brought a breakdown in that whole census process. The guy from the census. And Samuel Twe didn't take kind to that. And so it's been reported to us that Samuel Twe has been working behind the scene on this issue to ensure that, he pays Stanton Witherspoon back for what he did to him. So there's been this back and forth fight between them. But listen, in Liberia, we can say that John Palmer waits on John Rice. So that it's not important to me, or just a matter of time for the whole Spoon Talk. When something is built on a foundation of lies, deception, trickery, foolery, they build this thing, whether that is Stanton man or the panelists or whatever it is, those guys come on and, don't get me wrong, 1 minute for the government, 1 minute for the other person. There's been no consistency in what they've done. There's been no consistency. And this is a serious problem. This is a serious problem in our body politics, where people are not consistent. Now, you would think that when people leave one side, they will leave that side because of reasonable reason, and another side that is better than that side, or that makes a better job than that side. That would be the rationale behind people switching parties, or should be the rationale. But not in our own case. Not in our own case. The person who gave the highest money, practically calls the shot or whatever it is. Or when they got some personal demands that they're making, they're not making, then they advocate, they won't come against the other person. Let me ask a question to the Liberian people before we move forward to get to the musical break, because the show looking like it will be in a situation I can handle today. Let me ask a question. Does Keith Hassan look to you that he want to join the Labrempo interest? No, that will tussle. Does Ben Senvi, with his inconsistency that he's exhibited, looks like someone who is ready to talk to benefit the Labrempo? Ben Senvi, does he look that way? Does he look like that to you? I mean, some things there you don't need to be educated or have traveled or have certain experiences. You just see certain character and certain things that they do. You know that they are all for some kind of joke. You know that that's some kind of little game they play. And the fact that you even shut up and don't call them out in public or call it out as what it is, and you get it in your heart, you won't talk it, but you're scared to talk it. You yourself, you are an enabler. What you should be afraid of? What do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose. At the end of the day, these guys have prostrated themselves. It's like Henry Costa telling you today, say he opposition man. Like we stupid here. He look like opposition. Those boys look like the opposition to you. They look like people who are opposition. They look like people who want to do something serious. They don't. They don't. Their behavior has not proved. Their behaviors have not proven any consistency in what they've done. 1 minute the opposition, another minute with government officials and taking pictures, and they say, "Oh, we are friends." Okay, that's fine. You are friends. But the truth of the matter is, there is no friend that want to unseat their friend, and you're still maintaining that kind of friendship level. That's not possible. You can maintain your friendship on a respectful, neutral level, but to be all hanging out, body, or whatever. You think Ben Senvi went like brother me with Joe for them to sit down to talk? That chair beneath they were talking. You think that chair beneath they thought that? So I see the opposition themselves setting themselves up for failure. Because if I were in the opposition, I would openly recommend distance ourselves from him and ask him to resign, or we let him go. Let me tell you something. There cannot be conflict of interest. Look, when you're feeling with the election, you'll go maintain your friendship, your body, you go hang out on the beach. You'll go do whatever you want to do. When election time, you're passing around talking about that my friend, that the other person's friend, that other person's friend. Are you serious? We're on serious thing. Hanging out with president and taking plane. You're going to hanging out with vice president. My woman Yasendi's will be supporting CDC, may not be on the level. Some of the people who I know that willingly doing what is wrong, she's supposed to be supporting them. They may not be on that level. No, I'll put on the back burner. We're good. When she feeling what CDC been and clear for her, but then she can't, then we can talk something man Benin. After that, we're in our content, we're not on that level. She tell me hello, I'll tell her hello. I'll check on her, hello, simple. And my hello will be clear, straight, and forward. I'm not going to mix any business with pleasure. You don't do that. We are in a political season. You can't be a key opposition member and hanging out with government officials. What else we need to tell the Labrempo that our games you're playing? We don't call to say that games they're playing. But I don't blame Ben Senvi. I don't blame the Costa. I don't blame the other guys that are playing games. You know who I blame? I blame the political leader who sit around and they make it look like that joking thing. I know I want some. You know, I ever see before when Hillary Clinton's daughter grew up with Trump children. They ever see them doing that and going to dinner together and doing that one, doing that one? You think people don't understand when to draw lines? There are some places in life in which you draw the lines and you stand for what you stand for. So that you don't even want to appear compromised. But these guys are all passing around and today they're blaming CEO or whatever it is. Here's the question. When did they know? They had this notice that CEO was indicted for almost a month or so forth now. When did they know that it was the prudent thing to resign? That means they will pass around and say, "Oh, they're doing the right thing and we applaud them." And I applaud them for nothing. The aided and abetted. All of them part of this shenanigans are going on. All of them, and I move one person from there. All of them benefited from the money. All of them ate this money. In Maningo, the poke and say, they make kafu in your. They make kafu in and they passing around and talking about, oh, they care about the Labrempo people, the integrity. The integrity people in there. They're not integrity people. They don't know integrity people. Nobody's stupid here. They pass around, do all the funny things and one kind of position people later on. They'll be there with integrity people. I see our people that do passing around. They're doing the right thing. Your integrity matters. They're doing the right thing. Yeah, okay. They're doing the right thing. Their integrity matters. They got integrity. Let them go with integrity. And we yet. And they will do the same thing again. They will do the same thing again. They will do the same thing again. Wherever they go, they will do the same thing again. Those boys are on a mission. And the mission is to ensure that the propagate CDC message, point blank and simple. Nothing big, nothing small. That's it. That's it. They had the opportunity. And what we see in Stanton Witherspoon, they enable this behavior. They enable this behavior when everything was going rosary. Stanton will shut you down. Stanton will misbehave. None of them ever man up. None of them ever stood up to Stanton and say, you need to cut this out. None of them. That 91 pass around and play petty. I think they say they offer the Liberian people and they're integrated people and they wanted that one. They're integrated people. Y'all passing around eating the man money. You're integrated people. You're integrated people. You're integrated people. You used to sit down on the platform and they get small money on a call. Some they get small money on a call. December they get and December they get money. Why are I thought I wanted the public? You're integrated people. So corrupt people that we're dealing with. For them to pass around and say the integrated people, we're gonna integrate. So be stupid and say the integrated. They don't know integrated people. Nobody should feel sorry for them. If you feel sorry for them, you feel sorry for Stanton Witherspoon, then let's feel sorry for Nathaniel McGill. Let's feel sorry for what a guy named Serena Cephas. In fact, let all put together. Let's write a petition as Liberians and tell the U.S. government that, and we'll talk about the plea for the U.S. government. We'll talk about it today. The plea for the U.S. government to what it called. Let's feel sorry for all these guys. But let's go to the musical break here, because when you hear some of these people, some of the things they do, and then we'll bring. We'll get on into the conversation here, because today the conversation, I can say to anybody, where all your sentimental heart come here, as long as you don't curse, we're good. We discuss the issue, and nobody here to joke around with anything. All these boys, all the spoon panelists, they're corporates, all of them. None of them.
So then quickly before we go for the break, so then that also bring me back to this point of our system today, the reason why we are not moving forward. Because that the same recycling, same attitude, same behavior, same betrayal, same deceptions, and so on. So because of that, you see people are jumping from the other side to the other side because of lack of integrity.
Yes. I'm saying it. I agree with you 100%. Yes. Nobody should feel sorry for any one of them. All of those boys are corporates. They are not in for the Liberian people. They don't want anything good for the Liberian people. Because let me tell you something. You can be somewhere and have a disagreement, be on the record that you have a disagreement. It don't have to be secret. Disagreement does not mean it has to be secret.
No.
You can be somewhere. Melbourne, let me tell you something. When I used to play for the soccer team I was playing here.
Okay.
We had a leadership. Yesterday, one of my big brothers were on here. He was the second man in command on the team. When we would travel, I held their feet to the fire. We had disagreement in the team. Even my big brother on here, I respected him, but it's on record. You call anybody from the team and say, no, that guy I used to. Who told you, say, my advocacy for accountability and doing the right thing, that on Facebook, I can find. Even in the church, I made sure. I told the pastor there that every cent that is paid in the church must be accounted for. What do you think I hear for that?
And that's the best thing to do. Like, for example, let me tell you, my brother, the first integrity of Erehimo begin from little organization. When people entrust you with their little organization or little power or something, or maybe opportunity given to you to serve, the way you're going to serve the people, the way you're going to behave alone, want to tell people that, yes, this person, I think the person have every integrity to serve to the higher level. But some of us Liberians, we in a lot of organizations, we eat organization money, we do a lot of things, and and that's the same attitude that will bring it up even to the society. And it's just bad.
My man, that's how you get started. Criminality does not start behind the horse. To the point that, what the man used to say? When they go into the top meeting, they can say, you don't let that man know, because when you let that man know, that man will bring noise behind, and he will tell the rest of the team, and will create serious problems. So you know what they used to do? They used to have a saying, go have meeting. They will go have meeting in meeting. That Liberian mentality. Oh, but when I have the meeting, guess what happened? My man, there will always be somebody there
that will tell you.
When I finish having a meeting, the person will call me and tell me exactly like discussing the meeting. And I will call them and say, me, I don't do gossip or they say, baby. I will call them, I will call the leader, the owner of the team. You know what I'll tell them? I will tell you the thing. I say, you're either go tell the group or when we get to the meeting, I will bring you up in the meeting. So you're decide. But either way, the group will hear by it. Because that's what we must do.
That's the way to go, my brother.
How can everybody be working? How can everybody be working? Somebody own a $5, $10 that they gave. Then you're eating.
Even in church or churches, this is
what you choose for your life. Who say that? It's not about perfection. That is small thing you must do to set the record straight. To the church, you go to the church. You go for building activities, for church building, for the church building, the house of God. You can give. You ask the people for the money. We gave you our money. Time to make even the tyrant money. Can you imagine one woman of God look at me? You know, because I was reconciling, you know, I served at that time, I was reconciling all of the bills and everything.
Yeah.
No. I served in the talking about leadership, high leadership position. They gave me that. I didn't do check and balance or whatever it is. I would do my job. They call that tyrant money. I would do my job. I go ask it. Oh my hello.
I didn't know you're not bringing me on. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yeah, we'll get with you, Jess. Now let me get to the musical break, and then we'll get to you really quick. We'll get the opportunity for you to introduce yourself to us and let us know what's going on. But like I was saying before I get to the musical break, they're going to call the woman of God. Remember you there with us?
Yes, I'm there.
The woman of God and her husband, they were in charge of the tariff. We should have had a meeting the following Friday. Sunday, with the church. So we met that in a leadership meeting, and I'm telling them, we need to reconcile this bill. I said, because when we go to the public and we make the presentation, everybody in the public, not stupid, somebody will ask this question. Where is the tariff money? So it's best or it's better that we discuss it now, have the reconciliation here, address it now as leaders. Then we'll get it for the people who don't have funny face, we don't look funny.
Exactly.
That's what happened. No more God say I was disrespectful. Why I got to ask about the tariff money? So I said, what is disrespectful in there? She said she been watching me in the church. I've been disrespectful and I don't listen. I can act disrespectful. So I said, okay. I said, well, if you say because I asked for the tariff money that being disrespectful, that is your view, that is your interpretation. I can't change it. But where is the tariff money? You know what she told me? You know what she told me? Oh, if you try, I will take 7 days for you. I will take 14 days for you. You know what I told her? I think you take 14 days. She said, yeah. But now I get it. I told her, I said, if you take 14 days, I will take 21 days. Let's see who go. So I told more days more than you.
Even 3 days. Steve, even if you take 3 days, don't even argue, don't even.
My man, I will take more than her so God can get bad. Can't her prayer. What are you talking?
And these are things that we're breaking organizations down, especially churches. These things, because nobody want to give accountability. People don't want to be checkmate. Everybody feel that in fact they want to do what they want to do and just go scot-free. It's bad.
I told her I would take 14 days.
Thank you.
I will take 21 days. You know what she said? She would say she would take 14 days. She would not disrespectful. So I said I would take 21 days. She said I will. I said that's your view. I'm not going to go there with you. We'll stay focused with the issue. The issue is where is the tariff money? Simple. And I was done with that. We don't have to go around cycles.
And quickly, my brother, before we go for the break, you see, I don't know why people or maybe church leaders feel that in fact asking that question is being rude or maybe so. Jesus Christ allowed himself to be asked on so many occasions. So many questions were asked to him. But our leaders, our church people, by the time you ask that question, it's probably coming to church development, they get vexed, you know. But that's the way to go anyway.
Well, really quick, let's get to the musical break here, and then we will, right upon our return, we'll have our guest on here who will be updating us really quick, and we'll go into this conversation here. Open mic, please stay tuned, my man. Don't you dare change the dial. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even try it.
Learn.
It's
Fire, friend like me. If you not want betrayal, find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. If you not want betrayal, find a friend like me.
Bombe oh, find a friend like me. Bombe jene oh, find a friend like me. Bombe, find a friend like me. Bombe jene oh, find a friend like me.
Hey, see bestie, the bestie not sweet like my bestie. The bestie da la bestie, find a friend like me.
I say, see bestie wanting to wealthy. Find a friend like me. I hear them say they want me go. I say
Some of them say they want me go.
I say
Some French la oh ah oh ah oh. Some French la oh ah oh ah oh. Some French la oh ah oh ah oh. French la oh ah oh ah oh. Hey, see bestie, the bestie not sweet like my bestie. The bestie da la bestie, find a friend like me.
I say, see bestie wanting to wealthy. Find a friend like me. Okoro. They won't step on my blessing, but God get it breaking heart. Okoro. They won't call it my blessing, but God get it breaking heart. Okoro.
French, see French, can't see Papa T French. And I want no back for French. Wangolo, Wango for bestie, Wango for daddy,
I hear them say they want me go. I say I hear them say they want me go. I say
Some French oh ah oh ah oh ah oh. Some French oh ah oh ah oh ah oh. Some French oh ah oh ah oh ah oh. French oh ah oh ah oh.
Well, the OR French there. Let this go. Silver issue. Really quick, we want to welcome Miss Mistress Yasendi Martin Kwe. Welcome to the show, I used to call you that, so when I call you that, I get a little funny to me.
I think you are muted.
I said that's okay. Just say you Oma. Everybody know who you Oma is, so that is correct. Hello everyone. Hello to the people of Liberia, the people around Liberians around the world. It's a pleasure being here on SKTV to just update you quickly. I literally just got off the phone with our attorney, Councilor Elisha Stoll, who is representing us. There are about 4 of us who filed a petition, and there are about 1 million of us around the world, if not more. All right. But we decided to take the initiative. I know other people have tried before, but we thought this is the right time. Any time that you stand up, it's the right time. You know, people will say other people have done it before, but it was stuck somewhere, and we intend to go through with this. What am I talking about? Our rights to vote as Liberian. Since now they say, although they say we have dual citizenship, but that's not even the point. It is a law. Okay. I look forward to having our attorney on here along with the rest of the ladies, and we can have this discussion why he represents us. But I think all of us have a responsibility. If you're a Liberian who is in this country, who is in Europe, who is in Asia, anywhere in the Oceania country, I think we have a responsibility to our country. We also have a right, which is that cannot be extinguished, which is our constitutional right, which is also our duty to our nation. Besides, we're performing our duty. Here's why. We contribute as just Liberian in in America alone. And I think the last time the attorney was here or the counselor was here, he kept emphasizing Liberian in America. A lot of people thought he was being prejudiced. We have the largest representation in the world of Liberians. That's in America. NEC is still, we have not gotten the ruling yet. We're waiting to see this week. I think it would be good to bring the counselor here, Dr. Francine, myself, El Luis, and Amanda Wright, that we can discuss that. And I think we need all hands on deck, all Liberians, all right? If we have over 500 plus Liberians with Liberian passport, 2 and 3 generations of Liberian need to capitalize on this. We need to leverage this for our country. We send more money to Liberia than the Liberia 500,000 budget because Liberia really does not have 500,000. Calculate your budget and in a negative, which is a budget shortfall, there is a problem with your budget. And that was the case with the last government. So we think at this point, it is the right time. If you live in America, you see Americans around the world, all over, they vote in the election. They go to the embassy, some they mail it in. We saw Guineans in Liberia at the embassy, standing in line and voting. It is our right. So we're looking to see how they're going to finance that right for us to be able to vote. We're also calling on all Liberians in America, anywhere on the other 5 continents, because one of the continents, nobody can live there, besides the 17th one. So I'm going to keep that 17 out. See if you didn't get that right. You didn't get that one. 17 continent. Yeah. Yeah. So the 7th. So we are in North America, and the rest of the 6 where you got, the rest of the 5 where you got Liberians all over. This is our responsibility, although we are taking initiative, and we will need resources to make sure this happens. I know there always a Liberian bill that we, asked, what his name, Dylan at that time. I'm not sure where is that at this point. But this particular one is a law. It has been a law. It has been on the book that we can vote. If we live in a diaspora, we are Liberian. It is our right. So if the government said we're waiting to see how the government will allocate funding for it, if the government said this, we want to be prepared to push through. If we need to take it to the highest of the heights, if we need to take it to ECOWAS, wherever we need to take it, okay, United Nations, we need to be able to take it there. So at this point, Steve, we're waiting for the ruling. So it's Liberia, they're dragging. So we're going to wait and see this week. But I would really appreciate if you guys can bring us on here, that all of us can have a conversation and then give other Liberians an opportunity to call in and see what they're thinking. Right. We want to know what we are thinking.
Okay. Well, that would definitely be done. But I wanted to ask you a question outside of whatever you guys wrote on behalf of Liberians. I wanted to ask you a question just before we take leave of you. This is part of the fight that you and other Liberians have been engaged in across the globe, especially for Liberia. And so let me ask you this direct question. On the 15th of this month, the deputy to the U.S. ambassador in Liberia was at Cottontown and he was speaking. It would interest you that he went there as a speaker, but it caught my attention when he took another turn to talk about something else. So let me read quickly what he said and I'll ask you this question. Quote, somebody, the echo.
It's me. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me read this really. I hope you can hear me. You can hear me, right? Okay, good. Let me read this really quick. As a friend of Liberia, we want to facilitate and respect your sovereignty. So when we declare people sanctioned or designate people for sanction, we also want to respect the fact that the government of Liberia has a judiciary system. And so we are awaiting for your judiciary system to take action. Maybury said. He continued, we hope that there will be a Liberian action to speak louder than words and hold themselves accountable instead of waiting for Americans to take actions for them in fighting corruption. The U.S. Deputy Chief of Missions added, based on what Joel Mayborough, who is the Deputy Chief or the Deputy to the Ambassador in or near Monrovia, based on what he said on the 15th of this month, that was 5 days ago, because today's the 19th. What does it say to you?
Quite frankly, somebody and I were talking about that this morning, and we're going to be talking about it at 6 o'clock today on, Second Thought. The Deputy Chief of Mission, Mayborough, I think this particular leadership at the embassy have been very vocal, which is good. But it's a message to the Liberian people. Okay? I think I said day before yesterday, the man who waits to be liberated by another person, that man is a slave. You are not a sovereign nation. All right? They won't take America anything. Like he said, what the word said, we want to respect your sovereignty. We want to. All right? That's the mindset. Then we have to look at the conjunction. He has not put a but there here. But he also telling us we're not doing what we need to do as a nation. Steve, you and I talk a lot. I pass a lot of information by you, even information in high places to get your input, because I respect your input, although you're younger. But this is your work. The work we are creating is your work. You have to be able to be far-sighted to see how do you fit in, how do you ship it. So I've solicited your input. Every time we go to the Congress or anywhere for that matter that people have power, they tell us we don't really, we can hear from the political parties, but anywhere around the world, the opposition is always against the imposition because they want to be in position. Word are not taken seriously because they're opposition. They're not the one in power because they want to be in power. But we will respect the civil society. So then it speaks to us as Liberian. Where is the civil society? Where are the Liberian people? I see we're sitting on Facebook and social media, different social media for that matter. Even back home, when you listen to the radio, oh, what the opposition doing? Oh, what the opposition doing? Listen, it's you as a person, you as an individual, you as citizen. In fact, our Constitution says, we the people. Remember this, we the people. It didn't say we the political party. It didn't say we the 4 or 5 men. It didn't say we the millionaire who got businesses in the country who are maybe more vested than we think we are, but we the people. America has always said to us, they want to see civilian action. They want to see the civil society acting. The backbone of any nation is the civil society. You saw it here. Steve, you were here for 2020 elections. You saw the young people, Black Lives Matter, the NAACP, the college students. They were not a part of organization. Even my babies were in the street. I spoke at one of the Black Lives Matter protests here as to represent the oldest African community or immigrant community in Georgia. I spoke at one. It's on my stuff, on my page. So this man is telling us we have done everything that we can, at least legally, to give you, let's say for instance, when you're a parent and your child is grown, you tell your child, and I do everything to make you responsible, but you don't want to be responsible. Then maybe I will have to make decisions.
Right.
That's what I think.
Let me throw in another question before you go. And this is, I know you are one of the, apart from the fight of justice and accountability, hold the government accountable. I want to ask you this question as an opposition member, leader of an opposition party, by extension, also a leader of the opposition. Let me ask you this question. I'm taking the feedback. I really want to ask you this question.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Melbourne, I got it. Let me ask this question, and then once she replies, we can go to the break and we can discuss this. But let me ask this question: why we're still on air? When Melbourne, you would answer the question, and we'll go to the break here, and then when Melbourne return, we can talk more. But here's a question. 2 days after Milberry made this statement to the Liberian people on the 17th of February, the same month, 2 days right after, which is 2 days ago, Vice President Joseph Yoman Boakai, who is a quote-unquote wise man by his supporters, who is an experienced politician, should understand diplomatic language, met with one of the sanctioned person of whom Ambassador Milberry spoke of, when they were quizzed on what was discussed. Listen to what they said. Let me read this, and maybe you can answer to my question here, please. The two leaders, quote, the two leaders discussed current post-state of national government by the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change led government and the future of Liberia. They, however, agree that on a later date, they would inform the public of the detail of the discussion. Both leaders, however, agree at a later date that they will inform the public of the detail of their discussion. Here is my question to you. Did Vice President Joseph Yoman Boakai deliberately, because mind you, on the 15th, Ambassador spoke. On the 17th, he meets with Prince Johnson. If this was a closed meeting, a closed-door meeting, we shouldn't have seen pictures. The public shouldn't have heard about it anyways. But the fact that pictures came out of that meeting and it came out to the public, they want to take over in terms of accountability. Don't you think, do you think, there are two questions in one. Do you think Vice President Joseph Yoman Boakai deliberately, because based on your experience, you should know better, deliberately dishonor and undermine the U.S. call for holding these sanctioned people accountable? Secondly, do you think that this is the normal Liberian politics game in which people have conversations that's supposed to benefit the public, but they keep it top secret? If they are having discussion to benefit the public or the opposition, why wait until later they don't talk about it? Why not tell the public this is what we discuss in the interest of the Liberian people? They were able to tell the people that they discuss about how the government is ruling poorly. What do you think?
So when I came on, I heard Milburn talking about the insincerity of Liberians, the wishy-washiness of us, what had degraded the nation and continued to destroy the very fabric of the nation. The very fabric of the nation, let's say the nucleus of the nation is lacking, which is the family tie, the morality of it is broken. So people only know what they know and what they've done over the years, but a lot of people do not know. I think it was number one, and I'm going to speak, right now I'm speaking for myself. I'm speaking as an advocate. I'm speaking for as a Liberian. I'm speaking as a justice advocate who needs accountability in Liberia. I preach mine and I will continue to say it. I think it was defiant because when everybody talk, even from the opposition in, they only name Miguel, Biotrawe, but the other one is Serena Seaford. They've forgotten that Vani Sherman was sanctioned.
Yep.
Prince Johnson was sanctioned. Okay? So there are 5 here. So you can make Liberia about we are. And that's why when I hear people say that they're passing time, we are just need to go. Then the question becomes, so are we just doing a replacement? Is it just move over because I'm a seat for me to sit down? Or are we serious about business? We are not. We are not. At this point, somebody need to grow a boss to be able to stand up. If Mayberry, who is the chief of mission or deputy chief of mission, just spoke on. And when the people wrote, after September, they had another press interview that says, anyone who does business with those sanctioned people, and we try to explain it to them. NEC does business with America, okay? The agriculture sector in Liberia does business with America. Finance, because America do subsidy, does business with America. You who doing business with these people, why you think when they made Prince Johnson the chair for defense or security, they were quick to recall him? They passed it. The Senate, they went to the caucus and passed it. He got the position. They end up asking him to stand down. All right? So, listen, I think there's so many subliminal messages that are coming to us and we're not understanding, we're not decoding. America is speaking. America invests hundreds of millions of dollars into Liberia. She subsidized, besides Israel, we are maybe number 2 or 3 on their list that they gave money to help us. Okay? And so they are not playing, and Steve. So I think number one, they put up pictures, Secretary General. They must work him on Spoon. He talked and elevated Prince Johnson. Yesterday, Prince Johnson was this person to them, was that person to them. All of a sudden, he comes on their side, and he's supposed to be this powerful man. He's supposed to be the kingmaker. He's supposed to be the one that Nima people follow. Listen, one thing I will say to y'all, is Prince Johnson a powerful man in Nimakande? Yes. Does he still have the cloud that he had? No. And he understands that. He understands that even his position is on the line at this point. But I think it was a back activation.
Yes, guys. Today, like I said, the conversation will be interesting. We will allow Yasin to finish her thought, and then we'll Melbourne. I will take the conversation from there. Yasin, yes, Melbourne. What do you make of this, my man? Omar, you can go off and come back on. We will talk about it.
Yes. Also, Steve, when that story break up on the 15th of this month, that story is big and it's just so interesting. Let's be fair enough to our people, right? You can't sit back and you say you have a judicial system. The man just said it all, that the Liberian judicial system should take concrete action against sanctioned Liberian government officials instead of you relying. So now, then that brings me back to why Liberia is not moving forward. Because of fear, because of people not wanting to do the right thing, because maybe people feel that maybe they had their own interest. So maybe because of this, we are not moving anywhere. So the U.S. embassy or the deputy chief of mission is saying that the judicial system of Liberia should take concrete action. That means take possession of the happening. Call these people, call them, and do your own trial. Right. If you can investigate, then you are gonna go ahead about it, because we gotta move forward, Steve. And we will not continue to live with that kind of a system where the system is messed up. Our people are dying, no good development, no road network. Everything is moving slow. And so it's just bad for me. That's one of my talking points for today, that at least let
our guest finish her thought so we can let her go. And then hopefully we can get to it. Yes, finish your thought, please.
So I was saying, they had a picture. There were picture placard all over Facebook. Amos Toy, the secretary, came on Spoon to talk about the goodness of Prince Johnson, how powerful he was. But I would say this election is going to be, I think it was daring. I think it was defiant. I think the timing was wrong. But I strongly believe America is. Let me just let the people know. There will be another sanction. We just don't know when, but there will be a sanction. I need for you to know. America will take a stand. But we also, as Liberians, have a responsibility to stand up. And that's one of the reasons we need to come here and talk about what we need to do as citizens. In fact, Liberians need to start standing up now because, number one, you see that we are is playing with us. The biometrics are supposed to be in effect. We're not doing the biometrics because they intentionally chose a company that is almost insolvent, meaning does not have enough money, cannot pre-finance because whoever was supposed to do the biometrics needed to pre-finance it. So they picked a company that cannot pre-finance, meaning it's not going to work. Now, they were supposed to do the census. They're giving a census report, but we don't have census. A lot of people are saying they have not been to the house to count there. All right? They have changed the registration date more than 2 times, which these are all illegal and voter suppression. But let me speak to the Liberian people, especially the young people. And I always talk to my son Steve because he is young. He's in his 30s. And because he's that, he's very young. Although he's fine, he's in the country and he has paid his due, stay focused and educated himself, which I'm very proud of because a lot of kids came to this country and they didn't stay focused. They just got carried away. But Liberian young people, I hear young people writing, oh, we are this, we are that. You don't want to pay our school fee. You don't want to do this. And CDC doing it, the person is doing it. You have lived for 6 years hungry, frustrated. If for a few more months, somebody will pay you school fees and you say you vote for it, that's a decision that you can live with. That's on you. You will live like that another 6 years. And Steve, I'm going to go. I want to say shout out quickly to my daughter, Rosa. They're celebrating my birthday in Liberia with all my children. I'm grateful for that. And I want to say on this big platform, okay, thank you to SKD, Steve, and Bill Bond, and
Quickly
all
before
of
you
you
go.
around the world for celebrating my birthday with me. It was epic. I'm honored and humbled. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. So let's work together.
And,
Yes.
and let me say happy belated birthday. But quickly before you go, I want to ask you this question, please. Because, you know, most of the blame always shifting on the young people, you know, for making right decision or wrong decision. But if you look at our electoral process since 2005 up to now, you will notice that Liberians have been voting for change, for betterment, but yet still nothing is happening. So my question to you is, should Liberia, or maybe should the young people, you know, take the blame for what happening, or who is to be responsible for what happening?
So let me first of all say to Melbourne, you're correct. Liberians have always voted for change. Okay, I was in Liberia during the last election. The young people said they have been betrayed over and over. Sometimes we were the new. They knew we are. We could relate to them. He could play football with them. He could play Ludo with them. He could eat with them. He could go to La Babidor with them. He could go to the club with them. All right? He betrayed them. Mama came, but Mama herself told us and apologized. She said, I failed to reconcile the nation. I failed to curb corruption because corruption became vampire. That's from Mama herself. Okay? So the young people did not make a wrong decision at the time. But now that they know where they know, it's not where really they know, they have to keep trying and try something new where they do not know. But before they make those decisions, yesterday they didn't have enough information. Today they have enough information. They can call and ask the people in their neighborhood. They can ask you, Melbourne. They can find not one opinion, 2, 3 opinions. Do their own research. Who is this person? What has he done? What has been his contribution? Not only to Liberia. You see, we cannot just make things about Liberia. You see, why Joe Biden is president today is something he did long ago, from 1986, in his 30s, as a young man who stood up against apartheid. A white man standing for black people against his own country, one of the most powerful countries in the world. What is his record for speaking for people, for humanity? You know, Muhammad Ali once said, service is the rent we pay to our fellow men for walking this earth. Have they paid their own, or is it about they and themselves and their children? So they have tried to bring change, but this change, they need to investigate. Change is not behind you. Change is ahead of you. Change is by taking risk. Okay? They brought we are now has record. So they can't go back there. So that's my thought. You guys have brought me for 5 minutes. Thank you, Steve. It's always an honor, hanging out with you. Melbourne, it's a pleasure being on here. Thank you for your voice. Continue to speak up. Be careful. Make sure you got security in your yard because they will come for you. You have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. You heard Cindy Martin. You did hear from her. We will schedule a time to have the entire team here along with their lawyer to talk more about this. But interestingly, Melbourne, just before we get to the line, something strange happened in Grand Kitma on the same 17th of this month. A lot of things has been happening, but we haven't been, paying attention. Senator Taylor, who was Simeon Taylor, who was elected on the CPP/ANC ticket, who later switched to CDC, made a huge allegation against one of the sanctioned official in person of senior Senator Vani Sherman from Grand Kitma County. Now, mind you, Vani Sherman, for those of you who don't know, is the senior senator of Grand Kitma County. Vani Sherman and Prince Johnson were the first people to be sanctioned. Listen to what Senator Simeon Taylor said in his accusation, and maybe we can talk about it in connection to everything else that's going on that we've talked about. And we'll open the lines for our people to chime in here on some of these issues. Listen to what he said. Quote, Senator Taylor accused Senator Sherman of individualizing about $2 million that was paid to the county by mining company Bear Mountain. Now, this is interesting. Listen to his quote. He described this event as sad and unthinkable. This is what Senator Taylor said. The money is currently deposited at IB Bank in an account controlled by Senator Sherman, which is disservice to the people. Senator Taylor went on to accuse Senator Vani Sherman recently of recently withdrawing a little over $40,000 from the money in the name of supporting the county team during the just ended county meet. This is very concerning. But not only that, he didn't stop there. How can I hold on an account, on a money that is already in the account of another individual? I think Senator Sherman and others are playing politics with the people's money. He continued, I've personally been exerting efforts to reach out to Senator Taylor in order to find a way to handle this matter for the good of our people. But he, Senator Sherman, has been very defiant. The burden is upon us as leaders to be organized, transparent, and accountable to our people whose interests we are representing, Senator Taylor said. This is quite fascinating and interesting because we have Vani Sherman, Senator Vani Sherman, who in fact, the same sanction bill that we're talking about was told that people shouldn't do business with them, they shouldn't get involved with them. But here is Senator Sherman controlling the county fund. Melbourne, we have a problem. What do you say? Because these corrupt guys that were sanctioned are all over the place, in control of things, doing things, and basically running the day-to-day activities of the counties and the people of Liberia.
And my brother just set it up because these are some of our fear that even if you vote for brand new or maybe if you change those guys, they will still be in a same terrain or they will still be part of the system. Because the guy already noticed that the system is weak, the judicial system is not strong to even prosecute anybody. So because of that, they just ride on the system and do what they want to do. So when we use in the kind of age and time, allow yourself or allow the system to be moved or to be controlled by those guys who have been sanctioned. Then that means we're not seriously, my brother, then that means you're not going nowhere. Because even if you have case, if you go to the court now, you will notice that they need a job called Vani Sherman. Vani Sherman, even though he's not practicing law to the higher level, but he still have control. instead help people. Because when he were active in those days, he mentored a lot of people. So these people, they are still there, they are still paying loyalty to him, no matter what goes on. So because all of these things, my brother, the system just keeps circulating among those guys who quote unquote, who are session and they're not wanting for the system to even change. So because of that, even if it change today, you say yes, that vote for new breed of people. The same people want, by the time they come, they're going to align themselves with these so-called godfathers, because that's how they call them, godfathers, because they want to get into the system. They don't want the system to go against them. And it's just bad. We have to change. We are in the new generation. So we got to change. We got to get rid of all the old folks and make sure that we at least we bring in new leadership that will be able to move Liberia forward. The Americans are sitting down and looking at or seeing things that are happening here, and if you notice them, they had a talk. But by the time they go on one or two programs and they come up, almost like someone throwing jacks, right? They will tell you that this thing that you people doing, y'all do this, y'all do that, so that at least things can get better. My brother, it's so difficult for Liberians to come and say, yes, let's make this system work. Let's make this to be the best. Because now, doing the president annual message, he said that, and they didn't know that people were making below 150. How? So tell me, because of the message system, because the system is not protecting anybody. So anybody can do what they want to do. People come in, they corrupt, they do things, they do, and just go scot-free.
Well, that's true. Yesterday, we provided free recommendation service to the CPP and the ANC. We informed them about one of the issues that they're faced with in terms of communication, in terms of being very slow, in terms of having no strategy. Because imagine after the We Tire rally, or We Are Tired Suffering, or We Tired Suffering rally, nothing. It just went back. You can't. This is politics. You must keep engaged. You must be engaging the people. You must keep the momentum. You must keep this going. You think why President Donald Trump during the 2017 had rallies over rallies over rallies over rallies, he campaign events over and over. You want to keep that momentum and that enthusiasm going, because that alone can motivate the voters. It can stimulate voters. It can encourage people to want to be out. Even people that are discouraged. Look, the issue is they will continuously hear the voice, the name of somebody. They will see the posters. They will see events. They will see rallies. They will see things going on. It's okay to keep on that momentum. There is nothing wrong with it. They're stuck. So we said, we believe, based on that they don't have strategy. They're just stuck. They come up with one strategy, invest all their money in it. Sometimes they don't even preempt or to be proactive enough to say, okay, after this, what do we do next? Up until now, they're stuck. And don't get me wrong. People might say the Retire rally was not, Retire Suffering rally was not successful in their view, because everyone has a measure of success. They said they who organized the rally said they met their goal and their agenda. But that rally in itself, if you really look at it from the organization of that rally scared the government. That rally got the government on the edge and on their feet. It even got some opposition members and some opposition figures confused and on their feet. And you don't seize the moment to do something else again, to move on. So we gave them free recommendation yesterday. Okay. And we will do it for the opposition because we are stakeholders. We have done it for CDC so many times. CDC will insult all. They say we hate the president, and now we're coming. When you talk good thing about them or you want to conscientize them, they say you're looking for a job. No, even if I were looking for a job, there's no way I want to work in the WIA-led government. It is corrupt. I can't be telling people, say, they might resign from the WIA-led government, then I go sign up to. The government is corrupt. There is no way I can work in the WIA-led government. No way. No way. They are corrupt to the core. They're not serious. They're incompetent. They're inept. They're not ready for seriousness. And when you challenge them to the issues, they won't get rid of you. I'm not about to be on that thing with nobody. Yeah, nobody be I will be laying out, be worried about somebody chasing me in my sleep or somebody coming to send somebody. No, it's not going to happen. So we're saying again, we're calling on the ANC, we're calling on the CPP that they need to get serious, they need to get out of their silence, they need to open a line of communication, they need to communicate with the Liberian people, and they need to get off their hard horses and come down to the people. And we're not going to leave that. We're not going to leave that conversation. The ANC is not mutually exclusive. The CPP is not mutually exclusive. Mr. Alexander Cummings is not mutually exclusive for scrutinizing. We'll scrutinize all political leaders, all political parties. And when you don't come on SKTV, we'll not get a problem with you. When you sit down in your hallway, your call, you will come back again. We're not get a problem with that one. But we're not going to sit down and say, oh, let's just blame Joe. Let's just blame the other person. The ANC and the CPP themselves, they are as slow as nothing. They are doing nothing to enhance the chances of Mr. Alexander Cummings. They just say now collecting money, getting paid, talking BBT. They're not even sure. How can people beg you to go make the case for your own person? How can people beg you? How should people beg you to come to radio station to come make the case for your party and your political leader? I thought y'all should be chasing people to have interviews, to talk about your political leader. Let me tell you something. From a strategic standpoint, in politics, any news, so long that person is in the news, that's all you want. Let them be in the news. You're dead there. Everything gets slow, no momentum, no energy, low energy, nothing going on, and you're just there. And you're taking pay, though. You're taking pay. So, I mean, if you don't want to do your job, we encourage Mr. Cummings to let some of you go because you are not serious. I mean, you're supposed to be, you know how you, let me tell you something. United Party people, I give it to them. There is no, all the people that support Joseph Yoman Boakah, they are committed to the cause. To the point that some of them, don't get me wrong, with the criticism we run on Joseph Boakah here and the scrutinizing, they still reach out. They still keep an open line and open communication. Can you imagine a big man from United Party? I had him come visit, flew from his state. I'm not going to call his state. Flew from there, came to me with me, and Sekou. We went to Hotel Sada to discuss. Can you imagine? Just imagine if the ANC people, they will not come and say you play inside the people. If that Joe Wiapo, they say you play inside Joe Wiapo, they will not come. I give it to look, you see, that people can say this or that. We must tussle with tussle. United Party people are committed to the cause, and they understand it. If they had just the resources, just some of the resources that the ANC has, or the CPP has, that is a different story we're talking.
Exactly.
You guys know how to make the case. They, even though the odds are very difficult for them, but they are selling their candidate. You get ANC people there, the BB executive people there, they just saying now, they complain we get almost every day. Do you know that some of our picking there, some of our sister there, our brother there, got to hit us up to make it happen for them? It's problematic. Where are you going? How do you move forward with this kind of mentality? To even reach out to say, we won't have an interview with Cummings for the point in the diaspora there. We won't have a this. Do you know that people can reach out to them?
And you know what? I'm not even understanding, Steve, is that they've been working. It's almost like you work, then turn up to go school to go.
Yeah.
Then you feel weak. Then you fall in for the
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is the meantime. This is the meantime, and this is the year they've been waiting for.
Look at the kind of excuses then they can get. The ANC.
So when you see them,
how can you be a party and you work on the ground? What sense does that make? What does working on the ground means? What does that mean? What does working on the ground means? You can work and chew gum. You can work on the ground and work publicly as well. You are training the interest of the Liberian people. What in there to be working on the ground? What in here that top secret that we gotta be doing? You gotta be doing on the ground work. What in? The work that you see CDC doing the in-bombing today. For them to inaugurate the president, they got CDC women all around the place, jumping all around in blue shirt. You know they know the president not win. They're passing, they're celebrating, they're creating momentum, enthusiasm. That what in? That what in? What in here people need to work on the ground on? Let me tell you something. Just start wasting your time. The people who want to work on the ground, work behind the heart are the people who don't want to be identified. If you say you will support Alexander Kumi and the ANC, you should be in the trenches, making the case for Alexander Kumi. You should be forcing the party, encouraging people who the spokesman. Let me ask you the question. Do you know who the press B person for ANC or CPP? The press person, the B representative. Do you know who the press person? You know the person?
I think that Matikula always.
No, Matikula. Matikula, they get press B person. Matikula, then a secretary, and they want to be talking about press, the person who's responsible for press. You not hear him before? You not seen him before? So what he there for? No. What he there for?
I was a Martin always doing the talking. Why you sit back and that just the because
you take position and you say that and you're not doing the work. We tussle. We're not here for. Let me tell you something. You know, that the thing that makes some of we're not able to get into politics. Let me tell you the truth. Because we will say it as it is. We're not sugarcoat, we're not gonna lie, we're not gonna play no games, and nobody coming to shut us down. You need to do the work. The thing we have with told Vice President Joseph Yuma Baka, the presidency will not walk to his house. It will not walk to Kumi's house. It will not walk to Jowia's house. You must do the work for this. The people must do the work for this. You want it? Show that you want it. Be hungry for it. Go for it. Get your people out. Stop acting diplomatic. Start creating bureaucracy. Start creating all this. And it's not important. The better even president, you're making it low half for him.
Because Steve, to what you just saying, is that let's see that the government or the coalition or the or CDC is even active. They are even working, and you see CDC or you see them up and down in various counties, doing their work. People seeing it here, but you're not seeing the opposition like that. I don't know what's going on.
No. Even the issue that we're discussing.
You want to give up so soon or what? Where are they going?
Opposition should be jumping on the issue.
Yeah.
Just now, the court situation.
Yeah.
They went to the court. Wambodiki there. They made Wambodiki Labrador citizen.
Yes.
What are the guys doing?
No.
Okay, let's see. Okay, you know what I mean? So we are messing a lot of opposition sit down. The Labrador they can't vote for opposition. Simple.
Because I'm not really seeing them active a few days. I don't know what's going on. Maybe and they're just buying into news that are even concerned about spoon people. They all probably resign. All that
that the one and they worry about. They see people that are resigning to come and undermine them. That the one and the focus.
Go to your people. Go to the people.
My man. The thing sometimes, let me tell you the truth. Sometimes I don't understand. They play what is sort of cream, and then the one that is annoying. This idea that people sort of chase people around. Chase you around for what? You Jesus? The last person ever chased around with Jesus Christ. I chase nobody around. We're not gonna do that. No, we're not gonna do that. That y'all won't lead the country. That y'all won't take over. That you also will be chasing people around, even in the news, to say, listen, this is what we want to talk about. Can we have airtime or something? Can we do this? Can we go to the other news outlet? Your position.
Then yes, it right, because if you are criticizing the government that you want change, and the same group of people maybe that you think that maybe they are not doing better. Some of them now are aligning with you, or some of them are coming to your side, and you are embracing them. So maybe like something is happening somewhere, so they are a bit confused as to, but how come we criticize these people, but now that the same people coming back to us? So I don't think that would be good. So like maybe because let me tell you, my brother,
who people coming to who?
I'm talking about, like, for example, someone will say, the person was sanctioned, right? And they see that same person coming to the opposition side. Now, once upon a time, you said that person was not good, right? Now that the same person coming back to you and you praising them, you saying all the good things about them. And Liberian people, let me tell you that people that they keep things in their head, they keep things in mind. So even for you to convince them, if you come to them and tell them that this person is this, and they take it in, and tomorrow you go, or maybe after saying that you and that person, you're reconciled, you say, oh, this person is Could. No, you won't get them.
So
In short, I was just trying to say that with the United Party and the other political party who are associating themselves with people who they claim that they were not good before, and now they are now dining and whining with them, then I think.
So, maybe are you there?
I'm there. Steve? Wow, it's like Steve is facing some difficulty from his side on the internet. So, folks, if you don't do that, touch 28 minutes past 7 o'clock from what was said here and broadcast on the fateful Sunday evening, the 19th day in the month of February and the second month in the year 2023. And this is the program. The SKTV comes away weekday from Monday from 6 to 8, and on Thursday the same time from 6 to 8, on Saturday the same time, and on Sunday the same time. So we are here discussing a wide range of issues, be it politics, especially he has come to Liberia with the growth and development of Liberia. So if you have coming up later on, we're going to activate the line so that you can also call in and be part of the show, please. In fact, someone, if you are maybe listening by the radio, or maybe you are following us live on the SKTV page, you can also share the show so that others can also follow you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Chief.
So just before we get to the line here, the Unity Party was not strategic, especially in posting that picture and doing something. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm a member of all parties. I'm a stakeholder. I'm a stakeholder in all parties. Even though we can talk about, I'm a stakeholder in all parties. I discuss all party matters and all party issues. I do. I've always said it. I got nothing against the Unity Party. I got nothing against the Unity Party or Joseph Boakai. It will not prevent me from saying the truth when issue needs to come out to scrutinize Joseph Boakai or to ask about his record. It will never stop me. I can tell anybody that one. The same way when it comes to Joseph Boakai. So the issue is they were not strategic. Like Yaseni said, it was not timely. Second of all, that not everything you do when you're having high-level diplomatic meeting, when you're making some conversations and you're doing some things, you keep quiet about it. Especially when you're meeting people one-on-one. They rush to pull out that picture. Now, why Joseph Yuma Boakai, newest spokesman, Costa, rush to take the picture down?
Yeah, seriously, because it speaks volume, though.
You know? They rushed to take the picture down. He rushed to take it down. He understands what he did. You know, and again, I come back to what I've said and I continue to say. The ANC, the CPP must take the lead. This is the chance for them to take the lead. You demonstrate it. You show it how you want to control it. When they talk about that retired rally, retired suffering rally, but man, see how the government are on the edge. Could you have a conference here, opposition member then calling to distance themselves, the other person, they put a whole country in situation where they put here, no. Something was going on. Something was going on. You understand? So these issues, they need to go to the next level and lead. They need to go to the next level and lead. So, I mean, these are issues that, you know, need to be discussed. Before we get to the line, anytime people who I know personally come to, you know, whether I attack or whatever it is, I like to openly respond to them. You know, I will say for the 100th time, I know some people are hell-bent on believing what they want to believe. I know some people are hell-bent on that. I'm a grown man who pays my own bill. I don't need to be afraid of anybody. If I were on the ANC, if I were part of the ANC, then I not resign from the ANC or I not walk away because I don't sit places where I see we got the potential to do something, and I have voiced out more than once, or I've talked about something more than once, and I see y'all be on. I'm not on that team because I'm not gonna waste my time, my energy. I don't sit around and wait to say, "Oh, let's just pray." And no, we're not gonna do that. I will communicate to y'all. Let's work on this. Let's increase our chances. That's what people do. So for those of you who, in your head, those of you who support Joseph Yoman Boakai, think I'm an ANC supporter, I'm an ANC man, suit yourself. If that's what you think, I can change your belief. There's nothing I can do to change you. That's what you choose to believe. It's your right. Feel that way. Feel that way. But if you can't believe what I've told you, if you can't follow what you see me doing, then that's your business. It's up to you. But one thing I would say, I don't hate the United Party. Then you will say I hate the CDC too, or I hate President John Weah, because I criticize the United Party as I criticize President John Weah. And the reason I do that, I've been clear to you guys that there is no difference between the CDC and the United Party. They are both corrupt people. They are both corrupt parties. They have corrupt leaders from the president and the vice president. So there is no need to recycle and bring them back. That is my position. I will stay with that position till I die because they have not changed. None of them have changed. Joseph Yoman Boakai hasn't changed. John Weah hasn't changed. Joseph Yoman Boakai hasn't changed. Again, we don't want to discuss Joseph Yoman Boakai because when y'all come with stupid conversation, we'll bring Joseph Yoman Boakai on the conversation, then y'all get very funny feeling, y'all go crying. You don't want to continue to Joseph Yoman Boakai come. Even when people try to stay away from not talking about certain people, you want to bring them back in the party. You want to discuss how Joseph Yoman Boakai coming back to America very soon. We can bring him back to the limelight and tell you exactly what your fate will be. I've told you guys, Joseph Yoman Boakai is not running. I stand by it from the day I said it. I stand by it today. I'm not going to change that because the situation hasn't changed. Unless you want to bring Joseph Boakai into it, we can bring him and discuss him when his next trip is due to the United States. Yeah, me are open for the conversation. You bring anybody in that open mind to them, we can discuss that. But we don't want distractions. So let's get to the issue here. Yeah, Conor Gray, what's going on, Chief? So let's open the line, open mic. Like I said, the ANC people need to open, the ANC and the CPP need to open up. They need to get out of the bureaucracy. They need to let Labrampo know the next move. They need to keep a momentum and they need to keep going on. So let's open the line and see if we can get one or two calls from Liberia there. Anything to discuss. But in the meanwhile, opening the line, Charlene Bronski is also announcing threat on her life. She got security, she alarmed security threat against her from guys believed to be supporter of one Honorable Matthew Joe Fairplay.
Wow.
Yeah, so the issue of threats on people's life and security, it's very concerning though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very, very concerning. It's very, 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 very concerning and disturbing. You can have a country where, you know, serious leaders are worried about the security of their life. It shows that the country is not even safe and stable. A few weeks ago, we were President Johnson. It's Charlene Bronski, a lawyer, the daughter of a prominent political party in our country. These things don't happen in serious-minded country. If they can threaten the life of these people who are in close to authority or have some influence or whatever it is, they can be threatening their life. What are you talking about the common man?
Mm-hmm.
So they have food to eat. So, I mean, it shows that there is no security in the country. But anyway, let's open the lines. Let's get one or two calls, and let's hear from people.
All right. So please, we want you to be brave and for the confrontation, be saver in your points. So 0770 203125 again 0770 203125. We're always forgetting the small phone because of, you know, sometimes you're going to be going up and down. So to put those phones all in your pocket, sometimes I always forgetting. So we'll be using the other number until we get our numbers regularly. So 0770 203125. What do you make of all these things that we've been talking about? Or maybe you have something on your mind also that you want to talk about. Also, you can also bring that on the platform or play this saver 0770 203125 again 0770 203125. And let me get to the line and pick my first caller. Sorry, good evening. Yeah, my brother, good evening. What's your name and from where you joining us?
George calling from Hotel Africa.
Okay, George, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. Also, there are people called the Western voters.
Mm.
And you have the same sort of people. Can you imagine someone around the business now?
Mm.
If they make mistake again, if they are at the system, why you? Then I will get. When you will be as well. I think we ask. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for your participation, and that's a good. Good evening. Hello. Wow. Please move away from the noise. Hello. Yeah, my brother. Good evening. What's your name and from where you joining us? Okay. Go. Go ahead.
Always listening to this station, we Liberians, people on all the way in America that are spoiling this country.
How?
Yeah, because we can be over there or even in the Liberia, we see the truth and we close our eyes on the truth. Looking at George Weah, the president of this nation, talking about other people saying threatening, everybody saying Johnson, threatening Charlie John. Why do this government threaten these people and for what reason? Let me tell you, the CPP, they will never, according to they are not together, they will never be together until after the election and after George Weah inauguration. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your participation to this call. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my brother. What's your name and from where you joining us?
Thank you very much. And this is the voice of Chief Patrick. And I'm calling you this evening from a resident in FDA. Let me say good evening to your panelists.
Mm.
Quickly, my attention has been drawn tonight with the issue of NEC process in this year coming up with our election. Today, we haven't getting any other information or civil education for NEC to get on total awareness about how things should be and how are they proceeding with matters when it comes to the election processes. And you understand? Today, you get in other part of the world, a lot of people are not educated. You cannot see any indication, you cannot see any flyer that next month from the 20th up to the following month, registration will be starting or it will be ending. So it is so troubling and so worrisome to the people because I can remember back in 2011 or 2005, those elections that were held, there was a lot of education, a lot of things were on the radio, jingles were all around. People were educated on the issue.
Exactly.
Today, and 75% of the money has been given to Director Brown and her chair committee members, and nothing has gone on. So it has become so dormant in the process, and it is something that we need to speak about. So I will encourage you to keep speaking about them. Speaking about it, and not knock at their door.
Okay.
To keep talking about the election so that the process can go on very smooth and in a peaceful way that everyone always enjoys. So thank you. Continue good work. But come October, we believe that this government will be removed and Joe Parker will take over.
All right. Thank you so much for your participation to this call. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing?
Yeah, my brother. I'm fine. Thank you. What's your name and from where you joining us?
Oh, my God. Steve Brown joining you from the New Georgia Belt.
Okay, go ahead, Augustine.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak on these issues. I just want to let your co-host or your guest in the studio to understand certain things. You know, when you're talking about serious manner country because people's life have been threatened, there are things that is some missteps. Because even in the United States, he resides, they have been executing presidents, assassinating them. They have been threat on other people's lives. People go to schools and they execute children. People threaten other states holder. So that means America is not a serious country. We all know there are situations in Liberia, but we must speak to the issue as it unfolds.
Okay.
If we follow the issue, then of course now we become sentimental in our argument. Honestly.
All right, Chief. Thank you so much for.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your participation. Keep it calls coming to 0770-2031-25. Steve, you want to say something?
Yeah, you're waiting for a call. Before you bring the next caller in, I'd like to speak to that caller that just spoke. I don't think anyone is sentimental here. I spoke in context, and I mean what I said when I said serious minded country. He can compare America's security to Liberia's security system. In America, when someone threatens you, or threatening your life, and you go to report it to the police will do something about it. Law enforcement authority will do something about it. Something will be done about it. But not only that, you have options to protect yourselves in this country or yourself in this country. You do. You have different options. As compared to Liberia, Liberia is not serious-minded. Liberia is not serious-minded. If he thinks that Liberia is serious-minded, maybe because of him not being affected by it, then he living in La La Land. He living in utopia. Liberia is not serious-minded, because if Liberia was serious-minded, President George Weah would not go on a stage and say Gifty Lama and her husband and her co-worker was killed. They were having an affair in the car. If Liberia was serious-minded, President George Weah would not go on the pulpit and say to the Liberian people that the 700K that got missing CP people lie on the young man. President George Weah would not be putting his mouth in that. If Liberia was serious-minded for when Prince Johnson alarmed that his life was threatened, President George Weah would not go and speak about it and say he's a warlord, he's this, he's that. So Liberia is not serious-minded when the chief of the army of our country, the person who should be the head of security of our country, the person who should be in charge of everything in our country, who's responsible to ensure the well-being and the security of the nation, comes and speak gibberish and foolishness with confidence. You don't come here and tell me Liberia is serious-minded country. You know, ever hear Joe Biden melting any kind of investigation that's going on? You know, ever hear Joe Biden speaking about it before or melting in it? You know, ever hear that before? If he speaks about it from an informed perspective, wherein he's been briefed from the security or the people in charge of it to ensure that that person is safe or that situation is calm before he speaks. You don't put a phone in your mouth like Joe. We are putting a phone in your mouth 24/7. People can talk and one can talk foolishness to distract the conversation. Liberia is not.
So let me take more calls, Steve, please. Yeah, please, I beg you. Let me take more calls so that. Good evening. Yeah, my brother, how you doing? What's your name and from where you joining us?
My name is Mama Arish. I'm calling from Kingston.
Okay, go ahead, Momo.
Yeah, I just want to contribute when it comes to for me, the team that you have. You know, this is what sometimes we miss telling people. The people that are around for me, they are not there with their whole heart. They're there for them to collect money. So you really need to shine out and look and want his team that you have. Because all the resources is there. But to see the guy going out to preach the message is very difficult. It's very difficult. Especially the opposition, not just the opposition as a whole. You see the ruling party, this guy, they move from place to place, from committee to committee, but just the opposition, to carry the message, I don't know, whether they are afraid or they don't have confidence that they can do anything or they can make it in the election. They can't do it. So I really want they need to wake up to do something, man.
Okay, they need to wake up to do something to this caller. Good evening. Yeah, but brother, how you doing? What's the name and from where you joining us?
I'm Yusuf Ibn Sako, and I join you from Bakwa.
Okay, go ahead, Yusuf.
Thank you very much. I think when it comes to the opposition, I hear you guys saying that they don't want to push. Yeah, it is true.
They are moving us still.
They're not ready for what happens. They lack the vision.
Why?
That's the left part. They lack the vision to move this country as it's moving forward now. So the only thing they can do is to bring distraction. Then these tactics will not work. So that is why they're not moving. So President Weah over there is a showcase. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your participation to this caller. Good evening. We have 30 more minutes to go. Yeah, my brother, how you doing? What's your name? You say? Okay, go ahead, Timothy. But do you really see them coming together? Because some of them, someone will say, but some of them are late. Okay, thank you so much. Easy. Good evening. We'll take one or two more calls and we'll go back to Steve so we can conclude with no time. Yeah, my brother, good evening. What's your name? Where are you joining us?
Okay, this is Patrick MC.
Okay, go ahead, Patrick.
Yeah, okay, this is just a matter of time. Come October 10, 2023, JMP will be in office, will be elected. And
how now when you sit in home? How when you sit in home, we're not seeing them coming out. Only the ruling position is out there working, and how?
We don't want to violate the time period for campaigning, so but we are working on the ground.
Okay. Steve, yeah, Steve, yeah. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, my dear, how you doing? What's your name and from where you joining us?
This is Abu Dhabi calling from Kuminga community.
Okay, go ahead, Chief.
Chief, quickly to I got the moderator, I got the panelist, the co-host.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Steve. Anything Mr. Steve say, I mean, you're right, because he's already eating a hamburger. He don't know what the situation on ground. Okay.
Meaning?
What the situation on ground is.
Meaning, where's the situation on ground? Where's the situation? The situation on ground is good or bad?
It's very good, very nice. Thank you.
It's very good, very nice. When you work, you get paid. It's good, right?
They are taking pay. Nobody will give you evidence. There's no evidence to say that. I mean, not taking pay.
When the justice minister said police are making below 140, it's good.
But yes, it will affect everybody.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay.
So we are patriotic Liberians. We know we're on ground. We know we have to go on with it. Look, Hana is all over the world. Liberia is no exception.
All right. Thank you so much, Chief Tim. Thank you so much. So at least this caller will be our last caller. Then we'll cross over to Steve, so we can be able to move forward. We have 10 more minutes to go. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you? My name is Peter Etuloko, speaking from Riyadh.
Okay. Thank you so much, Peter, for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, I listened to you clearly, and I have some concern regarding this, because all of the talk people will talk around and talking about coming out to run campaign or to say other things that they want to say in order to sell their candidate. But my concern have to draw to this issue of the voter registration and the census issue.
That will be March 20.
The politicians doing? What are the opposition doing? Because the way in which they are carrying the election commission and those people who are heading those places, these are the areas that they will use at the end of the day before you look, when they're talking about they having the confidence of winning, and that will stay away. So if that is not properly put into place, all of these things we are talking and discussing here and there, that is the thing that's going to carry us tomorrow, and then tomorrow you see that President Weah go back for his second term, because that is the place he's trying to work on to get himself back into position. So the opposition needs to stay strong and see into it that these things are put into place and must be done properly. Even the census issue, as much as it was not done properly, the opposition need to work on it and put these people on record. When they are put on records, then of course, whenever they carry on anything wrong, they are already on record. Then you can move forward on your record that you have filed against it. So I just wanted to really look at that.
Okay.
Whatever they will be doing, these are the two key issues.
Okay.
And you really make sure that it's being put to place.
Okay, the censor, and that of the voter registration. Even though, Steve, you just listen to Liberians, you just listen to your own people. Some of them are even saying that the country is better. Steve, are you there? If
Yes,
you are there,
I'm here.
yes.
I'm here. I was on mute. Listen, I'm not concerned about one or two ballot-driven seditious who they go for the money. They got small money on their car because somebody now getting $5 or $1. Say just call in the show and telling everything going. No, I'm in tune and in touch with reality. I can feel the pinch of the suffering of the Liberian people here because I know how many people reach out on a daily basis for help. I know that. That I know. Nobody needs to tell me. I know how many people complain on a daily basis about the state of the country. That I know. Nobody needs to tell me. I read every day about Liberia. Nobody needs to tell me. I know that. I also know that government officials are suffering money. We just talk about the people. We just talk about Vani Sherman taking the county fund, the county development fund, the money that was given by Bear Mountain for the entire country, 2 million, put it in his own account. We just talk about it. So that means the poor people are not getting that money. I know that. I know how people call every day to help to ask for tuition fees. I know how people call every day to ask for just $50. You can bless me with anything. Anything will help. I know that. So that color is not in touch with reality. I'm not here to dignify that color. He or she is not in touch with reality. We're talking facts and reality here. We're not joking here. We're not talking about making case for government or making case for opposition. We're talking about people who are hungry. We're talking about the country not going in the right direction, in the right trajectory. The lack of leadership, the level of incompetence, ineptitude, corruption, deception. That's what we're discussing here. We're not discussing who you like, who you want to be president, who you don't want to be president. That's not a conversation. You like it, you can go major, we are president all you want. It will not change the fact of the matter. So let's stop this. Let's stop this. Look at the voter registration, how they're doing it. They were Eto Lasana complained that the money was not, the ballot money were not paid. That's why we're not going to have, what they call the biometric system running this in this election. Where did that money go? There was money allocated for that. The rice shortage that came in the country. Up until today, the 11 million that was supposed to be given, we still can't hear the actual story about it. It's just in confusion. No head, no tail that we're saying, like, bro, nothing straight. And someone can lecture me that everything is fine, like, bro, everything is fine, like, bro.
So Steve, we have probably about 5 more minutes to go here.
I mean, they mean will hold you in contempt. Say you'll be eating it.
No, it's not me. It's a radio time, and we'll have another program coming up, and the guy already in the studio. So we know, sometimes we have, radio is time. So we'll yeah. So quickly before we go, I don't know, yeah.
Just before you leave, I want to continue to state what I'm stating and continue to be emphatic and clear about it. The opposition need to behave like opposition. I respect the CDC when they were in opposition. Don't get me wrong, in as much that they were still in cahoots with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and some of them collecting money on cover to cut down some of the protests or cut it off or stop holding the government accountable. Because when really got heated for you, then they will call the PB men and get in something. Then they call them and call it off. But they behave like opposition. They showed that they wanted this thing. They showed it. They showed that they wanted it. The opposition now, CDC and them are begging for airtime to propagate the message, to let the Liberian people know, to inform the world about what's going on. Some of them will call for minutes. Some of them will call, do anything just so you can get on the air to do. And now the opposition will get it, and the 2 seconds, they're too big. You got to beg them to even come on. And nobody's going to beg anybody. That y'all won't be president. That y'all want it. And not me, and not Sekou, and not SKTV, and not the team on SKTV. I'm well sure that Melbourne doesn't want to be president.
That.
You won't be president?
I just want a better system. That's all for me. So to my brother that call here, yeah.
Just before you go, I heard you planning to run.
No, that one thing, my brother. That one thing. If that time comes, well, I will appreciate it. Almighty God. But for me, I don't really believe, because this thing have its own way of life. It have its own stress and everything. Because sincerity is one thing. Steve, I may be good, but maybe the people around me, they may be bad. So sometimes. But for me, we are always advocating for better system here for Liberia. So to my brother that call in, I say things are good. I agree that yes, Liberia is peaceful and so on, but my brother, we got to fix the facts that people are not happy. That people, even the workforce of this country is poor. Can you imagine, Steve, if the workforce of this country is poor? Then how will you grow? Then where, in fact, even the country won't go anywhere, because if the workforce is poor, because the workforce will be making money, and they're not making nothing. They are just making chicken chip. Why our legislators are making money? They are making up to 8,000, 10,000 USD per month, and you pay the police officer $140 per month. Even sometimes you don't even come until after 1 or 2 months before you come. Then you are saying that things are okay, things are well. No. If you pay that man 140, if a man is paying for a room, maybe an apartment, maybe for about 25, 30 or $40, $50, how much is going to live with that man? So all these things I'm saying here, and I will keep saying, so my brother, we gotta go, and why we want to tell your people back home?
Thank you, Milborn. I want to, tell the Liberian people back home to continue to remain resilient. Thank you for today. We'll be back on tomorrow. Thank you for the time. Thanks to True FM, the management, the leadership, for giving us the time to air or simulcast the program to our listeners in Liberia. We say thank you so much. Thank you for all you do, and thank you for making time always, to be on to ensure that the program is relayed. Thank you. But
Yes.
we will continue here for the next 5 minutes.
Exactly. So thanks to the people there, to those of you that are following us live, also on the Facebook page of SKTV. We love all of you. Keep doing your best for more Liberia. All we all want is a better country, a country where everyone will realize what they work for. It's a country where everybody will go to bed in peace, wake up in the morning time with peace, and so on. So let's keep praying. And October 10th, when we go to the pool, let elect good people that will be able to steer the affair of this country. Thank you so much, my brother, and thank to all of you.
Yes, have a good time. We'll be on for the next 5 minutes, or 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be on. The numbers were on there. I think I mistakenly took it down. Feel free to place your call if you have anything on your mind. We'll give you the next 5 minutes. There is no call. We'll call it a day, but so far so good. I think we came on late, so the timing on here, yes, we're just about our 2 hours mark. We came on late. We came about, I think, five minutes late. But I want to say thank you to all of our viewers and our listeners for following SKTV today. Thank you so much. We want to wish you a very good week ahead. Thank you. We'll definitely catch up with you tomorrow. Thank you, and thank you. Let's have a good week. Stay out of trouble. Be safe. God bless. Shalom.